Yep, time to relive the pain of high school all over again. Just localized entirely in my stomach. What's up, Beard Army? Welcome back. I'm not even going to do the whole if you're new to the channel, please subscribe part, because I've not been this excited to get stuck into a meal for a long time. If you're a child that was born in the 80s in Britain, this is going to be a real trip down memory lane for you. But if you're part of the international audience, you're probably not going to have a clue what's going on. I'll be honest. Anyway, what we have here is the single greatest, most humongous, most delicious looking retro 90s school dinner ever assembled. I'm certain of it. We got fish cakes, turkey dinosaurs, naff little miniature pizzas. Used to hate those things. Lasagna, spotted dick. Now I know what you're thinking. And I'll have you know that I wash my nether regions on a daily basis. Spotted dick is just the name of an old school British dessert. Seriously, that's the name of it, spotted dick. I don't know who came up with it. I'm not going to name every single thing on the plate, but suffice to say it's a lot of food. And believe it or not, throughout the 60s, 70s, this was all free to any school pupil. But then the 1980s rolled along, and this whole free school meals thing was entirely abolished. Thanks a lot, Margaret Thatcher. I think they were still heavily subsidised after that, so most kids could still afford to buy school lunches. But anyway, without further ado, this is BeardMeatsFood, and this is the greatest 90s retro British school dinner ever challenge. I'm gonna give myself, what, 60 minutes to do this? Sounds reasonable. And I'll put up a calorie count on screen if I can figure it out. I'll try my best. Alright, the timer has started. Don't actually know where I can put the timer. I'll put it there for now. Seems like as good a place as any. And before we get started with the eating, you can't just eat chips like this. If you're English, that's not how you eat chips at high school. Oh no. Cheese, chips and gravy.
Lovely jubbly.
So here we go. Not too much cheese. And if I remember correctly at school, the gravy was either so disgustingly cold it had like a big thick skin on it, or it was too thin like this. So at least this is authentic. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Cheese, chips and gravy is kind of like poutine, but for working class state school kids. But we loved it. Anyway. Let's get stuck in. I'm going to start with the cheese, chips and gravy, actually.
What's up, Beard Army? Welcome back to another video, and we're coming back strong this week with the ultimate 90s retro school dinner challenge. And when I thought of this, when I dreamt it up this week, I thought this is the best idea I've had for a video for a long time. So strap yourselves in and enjoy it.
Yeah, I got gravy on the ice cream roll. Whatever. Right. Next, these personal pizzas. I used to hate these at school. The little mini ones like these, they weren't so bad, but the ones you used to get on like French bread, oh, they were so bad. This is pretty bad as well though.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn you in advance, there is a moderate amount of complaining in this video, but it's kind of what I'm famous for now anyway.
Sure, Americans might have invented some iconic combinations. Peanut butter and jelly, or jam as we call it. Bacon and banana sandwiches. Ham and pineapple on pizza. Maybe that's a Hawaiian thing. But, have you ever had gravy on your pizza? Answer me that question. No siree.
Gravy on your pizza. I'm telling you, nothing made you quite as happy as a kid in the 90s growing up as mopping up a bunch of disgusting clammy gravy with a dry piece of pizza crust.
Alright, now next we got lasagna, which is something I would never order when I ordered school dinner. In fact, after primary school, like in high school, I never ate school dinners. My mum would always send me with like a bitchin' packed lunch, which I really loved. Looking back on it now, I don't think I appreciated it, but she would pack me like salmon sandwiches.
You big posh, eh?
Those Dairy Lee Lunchable things, a little bit of cake, some fruit. Loved it. Of course, other kids would tease me a little bit because I was sat there eating my posh lunch, but I didn't care. I would just sit there, look down my nose at them, eating their quavers and blue ribbons or whatever they were eating. I'm a big fan of the packed lunch, but that's for another day. Today we're doing school dinner classics. There used to be a giant lasagna challenge somewhere down in London, actually. I don't know if it still exists. If anyone knows of that challenge, let me know. I might do it next time I'm down there.
Yeah, by all means, if you know of this place, it was a pub down in London somewhere that did a giant lasagna challenge. And I'm not the biggest lasagna fan in the world. This here was pretty good though, actually. The cheese was very creamy. But yeah, if that still exists, I would love to do it. It makes a change from like a burger or pizza challenge or something.
Right, next, fish cakes. Staple of any self-respecting school. I didn't get the parsley sauce because I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, does anyone else remember how bad that disgusting lumpy parsley sauce used to be that you would get on a Friday with your fish and chips at school? Ugh, it was terrible.
Alright. Alright, sticking with fish. We're going to do some fish fingers. Normally I never eat ketchup, by the way. That's only in the house because Mrs. Beard practically drinks it. I caught her one time eating a ketchup sandwich. Just 2 slices of bread with ketchup in the middle. No filling apart from the ketchup. Something wrong with that girl. I really prefer brown sauce, like HP sauce, with my fish fingers. But I've got this theory that you don't really like HP sauce while you're a kid. You only like HP sauce when you get to like 18. It's a little bit like beer.
I've got to say that is that's definitely a flawed analogy if ever I've heard one. There are no similarities between HP sauce and beer, for the record. But yeah, I don't remember liking brown sauce until I got to young adulthood. So here we're going with ketchup, the school kids' favourite. Lindsay loved it as well, as I mentioned at the beginning there. But right now I'm still enjoying this. I'm enjoying the nostalgia. I just wish I had like an episode of Thundercats to watch at the same time.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats! I'm going too high.
Alright, we're done with the fish fingers. These things are perhaps the most iconic 90s school dinner item ever. Turkey dinosaurs. It's either these or turkey Twizzlers. I think turkey Twizzlers are more of a southern thing. Up here in the north we had the turkey dinosaurs. Nutritious and delicious. Until that guy Jamie Oliver abolished them. Scoundrel. Whew, I've got to say, when these are cold, they're like shurikens, you know, like ninja throwing stars. Could Shinobi somebody with one of these things?
Shinobi, is that like a... Is that an 80s reference or a 90s reference? I'm not sure. I'm losing track, but as you can tell by the crunchy, punchy sounds coming through, these things were pretty tricky to eat. They don't taste fantastic either.
Oh, this brings back memories. Mopping up all the juice from your plate. With just a disgusting, unhealthy piece of fried breaded meat.
Yeah, you know, when I think back right now, it really does make you wonder how any elected official ever approved this kind of food for sale to children at lunchtime. Not a vegetable in sight, just that one solitary banana there. But whatever, it kept us out of mischief during lunch hour.
Oh, you know, now I think about it, I should really thank Jamie Oliver for getting these things removed from the school dinner menu. When you eat like 10 of them, they are rough. Absolutely rough. And it's not going anywhere. Ugh. Oh, so much salt. 21 minutes. That's not bad. Alright, next. The humble Cornish pasty. This is the one thing that I think they used to do if the kitchen was understaffed, like if maybe 2 dinner ladies had called in sick. They'd just bang a bunch of Cornish pasties in the in the oven and serve them to you. Apparently they eat Cornish pasties in one town in America. I think it's like a mining town. If you know what town that is, comment below. I watched a documentary on it. I thought they were just a British thing, but there's one town in America where they eat them.
Yeah, I'm certain I read that somewhere. There's like a village which I think was formerly a British colony of some kind where the Cornish pasty was introduced to Americans.
Got a few cheesy chips left here.
Oh, you can't miss those. Gotta scoop all those things up. I'd forgotten how good cheese chips and gravy really were as a combination. I never really used to eat this at school. Even back then I was kind of health conscious, and I think I pretty much knew that cheese chips and gravy did not constitute a wholesome meal. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
I think, thank God, we're just about done with the savoury stuff now. Oh, the ice cream rolls melted. Yeah, you're not really supposed to eat them like this, but... They're supposed to be like a solid roll of ice cream.
Yeah, newsflash beard, ice cream does not remain solid at room temperature for 27 minutes. I'm realising now that I also forgot Viennetta. That was another classic high school dessert.
I'm hoping my beard is not too bad. Ice cream roll done. These next 2 desserts I haven't actually eaten since I was at primary school. Jam roly-poly and spotted dick. Jam roly-poly is pretty much a sponge with jam in it in a roll. These are kind of flat because I ruined them when I cooked them. And spotted dick is just sponge with currants in there. Believe it or not. Nothing suggestive about it at all. Anyway, you gotta eat these with custard. You can't eat them without. So we'll go with the jam roly-poly first. Try to keep it on this little spot here, which hasn't been tarnished by savoury stuff. And you've got to have a little bit of custard on there. Ooh, it's got a nice thick skin on. I don't know if you can tell from there, but oh man. Yeah, that's high school alright. Oh, gloopy. You can actually flick the skin back in. That sounded weird. Alright, here we go. Spotted, no, jam roly-poly. It's still yummy. It reminds me a little bit of a Bakewell tart, but kind of more substantial. I think these are made with suet. It's like a suet pudding, I think. So they feel really heavy. Damn it, I was going to show that to the camera. It's not supposed to be flat like that. It's supposed to be like a nice round cylinder, but squashed it. Next we got the spotted dick. It was funny at school, it's still funny now. This has kind of like a honey and cinnamon vibe to it. A little bit like, kind of like a cinnamon bun, but made with bread, not pastry.
Great description. What magnificent insight. It's times like this that I realise why people don't like my commentary. Anyway, on that topic, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the video in peace. Hope you enjoy it.
I couldn't quite fit this on the plate, but I always remember chocolate cake with custard. There's not much custard left in here, but that'll have to do. Ugh. Ooh, 37 minutes. I don't know why I put this in a martini glass. But this is Semolina. And to this day, I don't actually know what Semolina is. I just know they used to serve it at school. It's kind of like some disgusting wobbly pudding. They used to always give it to you with jam as well. Oh, I always hated this. Always. It doesn't even taste like anything, it just tastes like soggy tissues. Ugh. Oh, God. Ugh. That really is awful. I also got a pint of whole milk. Used to always have to, I don't even know if these rules still apply at school now, but we used to have a rule whereby you had to drink a pint of milk. Was it a pint? Maybe it was like a small bottle of milk every day. And I remember we'd play football. Not that kind of football. Proper football.
Get back here! You forgot something! Magnuts! So sweet!
And after you come out of the changing rooms, they'd have like a big pallet of these bottles of milk that had been delivered at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And this is like 3:30 in the afternoon, so they were just gross and warm and probably not even safe to drink, but yeah, you just drank them. Did what you were told back then. Also, gotta have you one obligatory piece of fruit per day. Always kind of a banana man. That was a great TV show. I think we're gonna do it. Ugh. Trifle. Again, this is something I think they would just serve when they really couldn't be arsed cooking anything difficult. I'll put this, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can still see that there. I think you can. Rice pudding. Again, often cold, but I could eat rice pudding like this all day long. I could probably drink it, actually. A lot of people actually have asked me to do a rice pudding eating challenge, like 10 pounds of rice pudding or something, which I would love to do, but look at the state of my beard after like pretty much 1 pound of it. Oh, damn it. One more trifle and we're done. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult, but man, it's hard. This is BeardMeatsFood and that. That was the greatest, biggest, most humongous retro 90s school dinner ever assembled. Catch you next time.